Jack was watching the sleeping girl when suddenly a large group of police officers broke down the door and pinned him to the ground. It was a joint arrest operation by the police and the DEA. Soon after, the police searched his home and found a large quantity of contraband and weapons, including 2 guns. This meant Jack was facing serious criminal charges, yet Jack remained calm. Confident that his father would pull some strings to get him out, he waited without worry. But to his shock, his father, in order to protect the family's interests, reached a deal with the prosecutor, agreeing to have Jack plead guilty in exchange for a reduced sentence of 4 years. This sudden blow was hard for Jack to accept, but under his father's insistence, Jack chose to accept the plea deal. At the trial, Jack calmly admitted to his crimes. However, the judge believed that the heavy weapons were used to protect his contraband. Following the minimum sentencing guidelines, Jack was sentenced to 10 years in prison. It was only then that Jack realized both he and his father had been played by the prosecutor. 7 months into his sentence, the prison guard suddenly brought Jack to the infirmary. Waiting there for him was the very prosecutor who had betrayed him, along with a woman. The woman introduced herself as a special agent. She had learned that Jack was thriving in prison, building strong ties with major gangs, and even running a side business renting out adult magazines. They were impressed by his ability to get along with anyone and how just a few words from him could make people talk endlessly, just like the special agent herself was doing now. They wanted to make a deal with him, transfer him to another prison, get close to a serial killer, and extract the location of a hidden body. They suspected the killer had murdered 14 young girls, but so far, only 1 body had been found. They needed the rest to secure a conviction. However, the prison where the serial killer was held was a hell reserved for the criminally insane. Jack immediately refused their offer. The special agent then offered a better deal. If he could find the bodies, the remaining 9 years and 3 months of his sentence would be wiped clean. Still, Jack refused. The agent explained that the killer was appealing his conviction, and if he succeeded, he would be released and more girls would die. But Jack believed it had nothing to do with him. The special agent urged him to reconsider, leaving him with the killer's file to think it over. Back in his cell, Jack couldn't resist opening the file, and what he read inside about the case left him utterly shocked.